Yo, it's Casey Ape here, and this is the start of a series where I point out flaws in games or things I don't like. I also have another series I will be making where I come up with ideas to revive a dead series or a series of games going the wrong direction, such as Saints Row. If you're interested in this type of content, make sure you please like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below. Let's get into it. The Saints were a street gang originating in Stillwater by ex-Vice King member Julius Little. He started the Saints to help give back to the community. He recruits you play average Joe to be part of the Saints. You later help take out 3 gangs running the city and put the Saints on top. Julius betrays player because of how dangerous he was and blew us up on a yacht and disbanded the Saints. But new gangs moved in and he didn't kill the player. After waking up from a coma and fighting his way off of a prison island with the help of Carlos, he links up with Johnny Gat and forms the Saints again to take back Stillwater. Julius wanted peace for the city but betrayed the only person that could keep it. After taking Stillwater back with new additions to the gang and taking down the biggest corporation in Stillwater, Altor, they become celebrities. They rebranded Altor Clothing, the biggest corporation in Stillwater, as I mentioned, into Planet Saint. They also have an energy drink called Saints Flow, and also have a movie coming out called Gangsters in Space. With Gangsters in Space coming out, they needed promotion, so they robbed the Stillwater First National Bank, a Morningstar-owned bank. The Saints fell and are arrested and flown to Stillport. Compliments of Philippe Lauren, leader of the syndicate. This is the first time the Saints have failed anything or been overpowered in their own city. The flaws in 3's opening that I see with them being overpowered in their own city is we took in the city back twice. So you have gang members everywhere in that city and we own a lot of property in that city. Troy Bradshaw, chief of police, ex-Saint, knows the player personally. With us owning the city the way how we do, we know him and we most likely have the cops under payroll. Loren Philippe also had the cops under payroll that day, and he was apparently paying them more. If we know Troy should let us know that somebody's paying him a little bit more in places that we probably should leave alone. That's the perks of paying off the cops, unless if Troy wanted us to get set up for this, and he was hoping that we'd eventually do this. This heist was a planned heist. They had the helicopter come in to airlift the vault out. We had C4 to blow everything up. Josh Burke just hit a red button and called the cops. With this being a planned heist, the Saints knew that the boss, Shawnee, and Gat were doing a heist today. And they got arrested. I'm pretty sure somebody knew and nobody bothered to try to rescue us. That's really weird. Now that we have discussed 1, 2, and the opening of 3, let's get into what 3 is and the flaws of everything I see in 3, and I will list them right now. The definition of a syndicate, the OP start, the celebrity status, killing Loren, Killbane seizing power, Stag, the ending, and what I would have hoped for. Saints Row 3 is still it's not one of my favorite games, but it's a good game. I'm just getting into the flaws. The definition of a syndicate is a bunch of gangs formed as one. The syndicate in Saints Row 3 is reigned by Loren Philippe of the Morningstar as a leader. If the Morningstar is the lead gang, they should have all the specialists. This would make them the strongest gang we've ever went up against in Saints Row's history. Brutes, the cyber roller skate girls, the luchadors with the grenade launchers and their snipers all at once on the same playing field. That would be mayhem. But no, they're the weakest gang because the only special thing they have is snipers, and they're easy to dodge. They created the brutes, I can give them that, but every gang has brutes, so it doesn't matter. We take over the brute creation layer, and for some reason there's still brutes roaming around the city. The Morningstar had great potential. The start of the game post-playing is very OP. You start out by raiding a military base and stealing a nuclear bomb and artillery, which will be used to take down the Morningstar. With that being said, we have no weapons, we're new to the city, and we have a new upgrade system with no upgrades. But we're raiding a military base, the only military base in Stillwater. You end up stealing a bunch of weapons for the Saints and a nuclear warhead. You also end up assaulting and taking a very important penthouse and steal the deeds to the city for the Morningstar. So in the first part of the game, you can own the main section of the city, downtown and uptown. Celebrity status doesn't go very far for you, and you don't have any money or connections. No money from Stillwater, the city we took over and run. No money from Saints Flow. The Saints are basically a new street gang in Stillport. Also, when we take over the penthouse, down the street is an abandoned church. I really wish that we, left the penthouse alone and went with the abandoned church, and we could just upgrade the abandoned church. Because if you're an OG Saints Row fan, you know about the abandoned church. It's symbolic. That's where we started. Philippe Laurent is one of the biggest letdowns. The Saints robbed his bank and was able to stop them and get them transported to him. He survives Johnny Gat and somehow escapes the plane falling out of the air. He runs the Morningstar, a Belgian street gang that runs downtown and uptown New Calvin. The Morningstar make the most money, have the most land, and created the Brutes, one of the strongest enemy types. The Saints, with no resources, take downtown and uptown New Calvin, then assault Laurent's tower by bringing a nuclear warhead into the parking garage. This is the biggest building in the game, and it's downtown. Laurent is crushed by a ball trying to escape and dies from the Saints' assault. I would have preferred to destroy Laurent's syndicate piece by piece like Lincoln Clay did to Sal Morcano, or have him around in game like Zinyak to, mess with us during the game and throw obstacles in our way to make us hate him more and make us want to destroy his syndicate even more and kill him even more. I feel like his potential is wasted. The threat of a syndicate is wasted. Like, the potential threat of a syndicate is wasted because Laurent, the guy that was able to get Killbane, Matt, and the Viola twins under him, just dies. And then the syndicate is left like a chicken with their head cut off. Killbane is like the older sibling trying to be in charge when your parents aren't there or dead, because Philippe is dead. If Killbane wanted to seize power, why'd it take so long? I think he respected Philippe, otherwise he could have killed him and then took over. Once Laurent is dead, the De Winters send stripper assassins to kill the Saints, but failed. This pisses Killbane off, and Kiki calls him Eddie one too many times, and he picks her up with one hand and snaps her neck with his thumb. The De Winters were the successors to the Morningstar due to their smarts, so Killbane killing off one is like shooting yourself in the foot. You're hurting your brains, and also the other sister, Viola, switches sides. Matt's good with tech, that's about it, so he's no real help outside of that, and Killbane was just muscle. The Deckers was the tech side of the syndicate, so their street value soldier-wise was horrible. They're nerds, with Matt being the biggest nerd, so they couldn't help against the Saints, really. Killbane by himself is just muscle. And Saints versus muscle, yeah, Saints are going to win every time. Marrow from Saints Row 2, who ran the Brotherhood, I would say is better than Killbane because Marrow was smart and also had the muscle to back it up. Killbane was just muscle in the beginning. If Laurent, the Viola twins, and Matt were there to watch over him, he could be much more of a deadly asset. But him just running wild is just a rabid dog that needs to get put down. Stag is introduced late game as a way to keep the Saints in check by Monica Hughes, a U.S. Senator and widow due to the Saints. They probably should have been introduced earlier, like after we blow up or almost blow up the biggest building in downtown Stillport with a stolen bomb. Some terrorist shit. Stag is done good though. Commander Hill is a thorn in the Saints' backside and written very well. Hill even rubs off enough hate to his subordinate Kia to kidnap Shaundi and try to kill the boss herself. Even got zombies out in the situation, which is a little outlandish, but for a section of the map nobody really cares about, oh well. End game, you're left with another Laurent situation where you don't get to kill who you want to kill. You have to choose between Killbane or save Shaundi. honestly, if you take Kilbane's mask, you disgraced him enough as is. So I let him go and save Shawnee. At the end, Stag is your enemy, and the Syndicate is in the trash by the time Matt leaves. Saints Row 3 is a good game, but after coming back to it after 4, I was more critical. What do you think about their story? Was it perfect, flawed, or just horrible? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. It's Casey Ape, and I'm out.